What's going on, everyone? Jack from Half-Run. Today I'm talking about this guy. This is something I didn't think I'd ever see. It's a collaboration between Eachine and DJI. That's right, this is the Eachine Viswhoop. It's 2.5mm cinewhoop style quad, but the thing that makes this unique is it's ready to fly and it has the Caddx Vista unit on board. If you don't know what the Caddx Vista unit is, well, it is the DJI Air Unit Lite. That's right, this little guy has DJI digital FPV for you. It is a fun little quad somewhere in between cinewhoop and powerwhoop. And did I mention it has the digital FPV system from DJI on board? And it's made by Eachine? That's right. This is probably the most inexpensive ready-to-fly drone that you can buy that has the DJI system installed on it. So if you're looking for an inexpensive way to get into digital FPV, this just might be your ticket. All right, so you're going to see me flying a little bit of freestyle-ish with this quad. No, it's not meant to be a freestyle drone. It is a cinewhoop, right? So it's supposed to take cool pictures. But, you know, it's powerful enough and lighter than a lot of the cinewhoops out there that you can do some of that. I'm flying here on an 850 4S. I tried a 550 4S. I actually like that better. I think a 650 would be about perfect. Now, I'm flying with focus mode on, so you can see particularly on the sides, the left side and the right side, it starts to break up a little bit. If you turn focus mode off, it'll actually keep the picture clearer. You'll get a little bit more latency. There's also some adjustments where you can kind of dial that back a little bit, for clarity versus latency. That's a DJI setting. I'm going to walk through this drone and what it is. I'm also going to show you how to set it up, right? Setting up a DJI drone, binding it to the remote, binding it to the goggles. You have to do both of those things. And you also have to update the firmware on the Caddx Vista to get it going, and register it, right? So I'm going to show you how to do those things after I tell you a little bit about this drone. All right, so this is the Eachine Viswhoop. You can see it comes in a nice little case. Inside, I get a couple of extra ducks. I believe these are the same as the Larva HD. And then we've got the quad itself, some little extras. We do have an extra set of props in here, screwdriver, some little bits and pieces, screws, prop puller. These are directions for the Caddx Vista, which are important. We also have directions on how to bind it. Either to your DJI remote or your Tyrannus, so that's great. Now, I've had this actually for 5 days and I haven't flown it, and that's pretty atypical, but the thing is, I got this guy on the same day, the DJI Mavic Air, so I've been putting that through the paces. Pretty exciting. Either way, love DJI stuff, and let's take a look at what we have here, because this also has some DJI stuff on it. This is the DJI FPV digital camera, and attached to it is the Caddx Vista. So the Caddx Vista is different than the Air unit in a couple of different regards. One, it is absolutely smaller and lighter. You can kind of see the comparison there. It also does not have onboard recording, so you have to record through your goggles. Now, this drone is capable of carrying a session-style camera, so you could do that. Or remember, that is HD quality, and you can change some settings in the goggles to ensure better footage. So the motors on this guy are 1204 5000 kV motors. Now that's pretty cool. The props are 2.5-inch props. I was really hoping for 3. I was actually hoping if I took these guards off, I'd be able to put 3-inch props, but that is not the case. The Caddx Vista also only has one antenna, but it does have the same range capabilities. I'm not exactly sure how they accomplish that, but they did. The antenna they give you is a rush antenna, so that's actually really nice. The motors all plug. It's actually very similar. The flight controller is the F4. It's the same one that you get in this. I'm pretty sure this is the Eachine Novice 3, which is a fun little 3-inch toothpick. Similar motors. These are 1203 5000 versus the slightly larger 1204s on this one. It is a whoop style frame, so the carbon fiber extends all the way to the end of the ducts. This F4 flight controller has built-in SPI receiver, so you can connect it to your Taranis. Actually it's a dual diversity SPI receiver, so that is nice. So you can either fly this with your DJI remote or your Taranis. If you have a DJI remote, that is going to be your best option. You're going to get better range and better signal quality than the internal SPI. But the nice thing is you don't have to do that. Okay, now you do have to bind this quad to both the goggles and the remote. So let's walk through that process. You're gonna have to power it up. And let's do the goggles first. Now there is a bind button here, right there. You can just press it, I believe. All right, turned red, so that's in binding mode. Now you're gonna need some small instrument. The bottom of the goggles here, next to the plug, is another button. I'm gonna push that. It's beeping. Success. Woohoo! Above devices are not activated. Okay, FPV air unit. So I guess I'm gonna have to connect that to my system. Now I gotta bind it to the remote. So I unplugged it, plugged it back in. I'm gonna turn my remote on. One press, another press. To put this remote into bind mode, I push hold record. I push this gimbal control and C. All right, it's blinking here. I'm gonna go here and press my bind button here. It's red and green. Oh, it's beeping at me. I was beeping because my throttle was up. Right, I have my little gimbal protectors on there. And now I'm connected. Okay, so to go ahead and get this working, I have to connect it to my computer. I've actually had the DJI system for a while, and when I connected it the first time, it said it wasn't recognizing it. I actually had to go to DJI's website and download the newest version of the software. So if you have that problem, go to their website, download their software, and then you'll be in business. All right, so I've got the quad powered up. And I just need to plug in my USB-C cable, right? So it's a USB-C that's a little bit different. All right, as I plug it in, DJI Assistant should pop up, and I see DJI FPV Air Unit Lite. That's what the Caddx Vista is. I click on it, I start activation, confirm my account. I of course read the terms. I agree to the terms, and it's complete and activated. You can also use this to update your firmware. I highly recommend that you do, in fact, update your firmware, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with this air unit. I've also done the same thing with my goggles and my remote. From time to time, DJI actually will improve their products. So unlike Fat Shark, these goggles get better. I have an analog system that I'm gonna use with these goggles. It hasn't worked. I contacted DJI, they said, hey, next firmware release is going to fix that. So you should see a video coming from me soon on about how you can fly analog quads with your DJI system. So that'll be coming up soon. As this thing finishes downloading, then I'll be able to fly it. Now this system will get really hot. In fact, it actually says that. So it says update in a well-ventilated environment. That's going to help. But you know what? I'm in my basement, my drone lair. So that's the best I can do. All right, well, we're connected. So let me talk a little bit about this quad. And I like it. It is fun to fly. I love flying DJI digital FPV. Just it's so different and so clear. You need to give it a shot. But I find that this drone is somewhere in between cinewhoop and cinewhoop. Some people call that a power whoop. You know, I don't know. Yes, you can put a session style GoPro on here. And you're only going to get slightly better footage than you will coming out of this camera. Now you do have to do some things on the camera to really get better image quality. You can actually change the image quality settings, so you opt for high quality video. You can even turn focus mode off. That'll turn make the video clearer for you, right? But you know, that comes with the expensive latency. Now, I don't think it's too bad, but you're certainly not going to race. And this thing isn't really made for freestyle. Now, it can do some flips and rolls and tricks and things like that, but that's not what it's made for. It was made to be a cinewhoop. But honestly, I think if I wanted to get cinematic footage and I needed something with prop guards, I'd go with this, the Veyron, right, from HDLRC. I like the design. It can carry a full Hero 8. It just does the job well. And now I can get DJI installed on here. Now it's going to be a lot pricier than the $249 starting point here. What is your purpose? If your goal is to get HD video with a whoop that's fun to fly, right? This is the way to go, right? You have other options, things from beta FPV like that, but this is better than most of those. I almost feel like this should have been a toothpick, and I'm gonna do some experimenting with toothpick frames and some of these internals to see if I can't make this a toothpick. It was so close to flying fun freestyle. These ducks just kind of get in the way, and I think a 3-inch prop on this would have been better, so we'll see. So stay tuned as I kind of explore the toothpick and the Vista. The Vista just is a nice little compact air unit. Now it still is bulkier than most video transmitters, but remember, you can do the video transmitter and the receiver on this, and it's going to be better than pretty much anything this side of Crossfire. And if you like what you saw and you want to get one of these, you know, please use one of those affiliate links in the bottom. They help us continue to make content to you. And go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you can get more drone info as it comes your way. Good luck. Happy flying.